Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and the hacking situation going on in Twist hit like an all-time high over like the past 24 hours. Just a ridiculous thing that just ruined the mode for a lot of people. A lot of Reddit posts, including this one, of losing to like a mercenaries hero. They removed duels. Well, actually, the hacking was also in duels back in the day, but they had brought mercenaries back, but that's still in the game. It's all very weird, but Blizzard has responded. They have acted rather quickly about this. We're going to go into that as well as details on a possible balance update for the Twist mode, and yes, confirmation of no dust refunds, but at least they're communicating it a little bit better, so that's really good stuff. And we'll go over why in the hell did Arfus get released so absolutely broken. He's a good boy and all, but he's just way too good. And if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as we're on the road to 83,000 subscribers. So yeah, there's craziness. This didn't take very long. It's less than 24 hours of the launch of Whizbang's Heroes that we saw like people able to hack the game somehow. I don't know how, I don't want to know how, and it looks like it's been at least temporarily dealt with, but we saw Mercenaries Heroes, we saw turn 1 4 Phanatoms. It felt like they could do like anything. I saw this post of like, this one has like your spells cost health instead of mana, and then they would give themselves time out, and then they would like cast infinite, just Rod of Roasting, Pyroblast until a hero dies. They can access like obviously like dungeon run stuff, mercenary stuff, adventure stuff, and just throw it into the game. Although it's kind of funny, I'll give it that. There's no place for that on the ladder. It's ridiculous. It's why we need a sandbox mode so you can do just silliness like that, right? That'd be cool, but this is the absolute worst thing you can do. If you ever have access to something like this, just don't do it. And plus your account will get deleted. I'm sure these are throwaway accounts. They look very barcode, you know, bot style names, so whatever. But it got to the point where when I hit Diamond 5, I lost my star bonus. I queued into 6 hackers in a row. Literally couldn't climb. The mode was like unplayable outside of, well, if I did want to play it, it'd have to be Arfus Emirs, which again is not great. But thankfully we did have a Twitter post from Ridiculous Hat, who, bless his heart, on the weekend, Saturday night, this broke, and I was talking to him privately when it broke, and he's like, expletive, guess I gotta get to work. And they, that the whole team worked over the weekend on this and did leave a nice post about it, about the whole hacking situation and balance. Not only talking about cheating, they could have easily just talked about cheating, but Ridiculous Hat, by far the most insanely hardworking community manager I've ever dealt with. And again, huge thanks to him and the team and everyone involved to get this done, because as annoyed as I am about the balance stuff, there's no world where I'm gonna blame them for the cheater stuff. Even I guess they could have better protection up, but still, the people to blame for that are the people doing it. They're scumbags. And well, let's go into what's happening here. So Hat says, hi all, Hat here, making this post to give you all a quick update on a few concerns around Twist. I'm posting this from mobile, so forgive both the brevity of this message and the capital letters. Cheaters, we have both identified the root issue of how cheaters can use an unauthorized modified client to submit illegal decks, as well as which accounts have been exploiting. Our first wave of bans for cheaters just went out, and we're going to do multiple bans today and every day this week. In addition, we're working on a server-side hotfix that we're going to implement as soon as we can. A bunch of us worked on it late last night and early this morning, so hopefully be ready to go soon. Please monitor the forums for further updates. That's the known issues thing. If you recall, this happened in duels like months and months ago. They had to shut down duels for like over a week to like figure out a way to stop it from happening, and they had to shut duels down for a week because it had a paid mode, paid entry, right? Heroic duels, you had to pay to enter it. I don't remember if they just shut down heroic or casual. Regardless, ladder's not the same. You don't have to pay gold to enter, so they decided not to like shut it down. I argue they should just shut it down and wait till they balance Arfus as well, and then just, you know, they're planning on August being down, just give an extra month of Whizbang's Heroes to make up for that. You know, stop with the down seasons. But they've gone this route. Maybe we'll still get an extra August season, I don't know, but they're going to continue to ban anyone they detect cheating. So if you see someone cheating, it is really important to use that in-game client, recent opponent, report cheating, then hacking. Do that. They will action it as fast as they can, and your help absolutely will help them. There, right. We'll go with that. Next is the balance, with Arfus being unbelievably broken. If you don't know about how broken he is, check yesterday's video out. It's the most broken deck literally ever. It loses to nothing, only itself. A balance. Arfus is a good boy, but wins too much. Like we said in the Twist article, we're going to do weekly changes for starting health totals, and we're also going to do regular changes with our normally scheduled balance patches. So if they're going to change the deck or the hero power or the passive nerf those, that wouldn't happen until a regular full patch. They can't hotfix that, basically. They can change health numbers on the armor, but not so much that. The intention is to do rapid adjustments to mitigate balance outliers and more thorough changes when we can make sure the format stays fresh and dynamic. Since the Twist decks are pre-constructed, we have a wide variety of balance options available to us when we get to those scheduled balance changes down the line, including possibly passives, deck lists, and hero powers. We're currently targeting early this week for the first round of health changes, but we don't have confirmation on an exact date. I believe the earliest possible would be today. It's not certain it's going to happen today, but the earliest day they said they could possibly sneak it out would be today. But again, we'll see if that happens. I'm hopeful. I hopefully have good news to report on that sooner than later. Also, to clarify, because I've been asked a few times, I really pushed hard for them to put something out about this, and I'm glad they have. We'll continue to generally offer dust refunds when cards are changed. We don't intend to expand dust refunds to cover changes to hero health, passives, hero powers, or deck lists for the Whizbangs Heroes Twist season. So at least there's somewhere to point to. It should be in their patch notes. It should be in a blog, and I hope, when they make these nerfs the first time or the changes, they'll probably have a note there so people know. But yes, they're just confirming no dust refunds for the cards or the deck, not the cards, but the decks that are being changed, which again, I think is understandable considering, how many things got to get moved and changed. And I just feel like it just needed to be communicated better. So they've listened to that criticism and at least put it in this post. And bugs, we got a few bugs identified, and I can confirm Arfus is supposed to see both Paladin and Shaman treasures, along with the other excavates he currently sees. Known issues will be the best place to monitor for both checking bugs and updates for their resolution. Thank you for bearing with us here. We appreciate your patience, and I'm sorry for some of the rough edges. I hope that you have still been able to enjoy the mode as it is now, but we're going to keep working to make it better as quickly as we can. So the hacking thing, again, I'm not blaming for them for that. I didn't in yesterday's video. I am blaming them for absolutely terrible balance testing with Arfus, which has put a huge damper on the mode. Outside of that, I think people are having a great time. Sure, Cthulhu sucks, Dr. Boom sucks. There's some heroes that are terrible, but overall, there's a lot of cool stuff to try out. There's 6 free heroes. It's just Arfus being too good of a boy, and that should have been spotted. And I will cite basically an excuse or a reasoning for it. I don't love it, but it's something to go off of. Jin, my friend here, said, I am close to hopeless for the future of Hearthstone. Not gonna lie, next expansion announcement better bring some of the magic back. I have to say, that could be an evergreen tweet. I swear we all say that every single expansion. And then he just showed off the we want agency in the game, and then showing the best decks in Wild are all pure aggro and Quest Warlock, and then showing the broken Twist thing, and then taking a bit of a pot shot at Celestalon, saying, Arfus, this was in Clark Hellscream's chat. I'm not gonna lie, I was the one that screen capped this and sent it to Jin. Arfus is OP, but it's also very high skill in really varied games. For any deck to be OP at launch, it's not the worst IMO. So a lot of people took that as like, oh, he's saying it's like, okay, they meant to do it because it's high skill cap. It's one comment taken not amazingly in context. And there was a reply from Celestalon. Celestalon said nothing at all that I said should be in any way construed to imply that Arfus was being OP was intended. Arfus being on top of my silly list was a pure coincidence. He ranked all the his favorite heroes in Hearthstone to tease the mode, and Arfus is number 1, which is fine. He's a good boy. It's very understandable. I put him there because he's a good boy, and I knew the community would be excited about the character. We're just hearing Zebras whether this is a simple matter of Arfus being one of the last heroes we made, getting less testing, and we just missed unintentionally on the power level. There's no evil conspiracy here. I can believe that because we've seen their balance testing for a long time. It's obviously very limited. If this hero was put later, I understand. My issue with it is there's additional heroes coming next month. If they didn't have adequate time to test them, they should have pushed it back a month to test it properly. I know he's an exciting card. I know Arfus is awesome. I know it's great that if you have Arfus, you get to play with the new portrait that costs a lot of money. It's all good stuff, but I feel like you got to hedge a little bit safer here. And, you know, if you haven't tested something adequately, you shouldn't release it final as a product until you do that. Especially we have another season where they're going to add new heroes. They would have had some more time. Plus, wasn't Twist down for 2 months? What's up? What were they doing with those 2 months? We weren't allowed to play it. You should be spending your time testing it. But that's the reasoning they're giving, and I understand it. I just feel like that's not a great answer because more time should be put on there. And as for the Arfus being high skill cap and all that, I will say the mirror can be really, really intricate and weird. Sometimes it's just a blowout. Somebody gets a random early Titan, like Jin said here. But I found a lot of games were kind of, you know, it's not the easiest mirror in the world to play. I will say for a deck being OP, Arfus being the OP deck and somebody who loves Death Knight and loves excavating, at least it's got that. It is, at least in my opinion, you can disagree. I found it really fun to play, and I do hope when Arfus gets adjusted and fixed that he's still good, because I would love to play him more, just, you know, not have him be utterly broken and only mirrors. So there you go. Lots of updates on the whole situation. Good news, changes coming soon. But again, I hope they learn from this lesson, and if they have something like an Arfus that they haven't had time to properly test, they don't feel super confident about it, they should probably hedge and be a little bit safer and push it to a later date. Anyways, let me know what you think about all this. Probably the last day we'll talk about this until we get an update. So maybe there'll be changes we'll talk about tomorrow. I don't know. Otherwise, I got some fun ideas to talk about while we wait for that next expansion, which might include, what is the next expansion going to be? When's it coming out? We're probably going to talk about that. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.